Hey, what's up? Ben from Snowboard Gamer. This is my second episode of This Week in Board Games. What I do in these episodes is go over all the games that I played, go over any board game news, and if I got a package in the mail, we open it up and see what's inside it. To start off, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone out there who's watching these videos. I just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube and 250 followers on Instagram. Thank you to everyone. This is really exciting. I love board games. I love sharing them with everyone, getting everyone excited about them. Let's start with the games that I played this week. Before we do that, I had a procedure done on my knee and have had a brace on it over the weekend. I was pretty much stuck at home, propped my leg up. We did have to go to the store once and I couldn't really walk around much, so I had to get one of those carts that you drive. And of course I had to go over and check out the board game section at Target since they do carry a few of these great strategy games. Other than that though, I sat around and played a lot of board games this weekend and over the last week. So let's get right to it. First, we played Exit the Game, the Pharaoh's Tomb. It's essentially an escape the room game. It won the Kenner Spiel des Jahres, which is the connoisseur German board game of the year, trying to work together to solve puzzles and get codes to unlock doors and get out of the room. Very fun game. Highly recommend it. $15. Very impressed. We're gonna definitely get the next two in the series and play through them. We played some Love Letter. It's a quick card game, plays in 15-20 minutes. You're trying to deliver a letter to the princess, and whoever is closest to the princess at the end of the round wins. Very fun, short filler game. Once again, we played a lot of Secret Hitler. This game has been the most played game at our house the last few months, ever since I got it for my birthday in May. It is a social game with secret identities. You've got a liberal government in Germany pre-World War II and the fascists trying to take over, and one of the fascists is Secret Hitler. It's a really, really awesome game. Plays 5 to 10 players in about 45 minutes. Next is Imhotep. Imhotep plays in 20-30 minutes, loading these ships up with large wooden cubes. You're either building pyramids, putting them in the burial chamber, building obelisks. This is the same publisher as the Exit game, Cosmos. There's a little Easter egg that I found in the Exit game, which has little boats and pyramids. You can see them in the very corner of this card. I've never found an Easter egg in a game like this before. Love it. We played King of Tokyo, which is a great 2 to 6 player game, ages 8 and up, although lots of 5 and 6 year olds can play this. A bunch of monsters trying to take over Tokyo. You're rolling dice, you're attacking, you're damaging, you're healing, you're trying to be the last one standing or get to 20 points first. Next, we played some Lanterns, the Harvest Festival. I think it's a pretty relaxing game. It's not deeply strategic. You're essentially decorating the lake in preparation for the festival with all these lanterns. The cool thing about this game is that there's practically zero downtime. Every single turn when you play a tile, it's got 4 colored lanterns on them, and depending on which position of table you're sitting in, you get that colored cards, and then you collect the cards and turn them in and earn victory points. We also played Mysterium. Mysterium has some excellent artwork. There's this house that somebody purchased that is haunted. One person plays as the ghost and everyone else are a team of psychics that the owner of the house has hired to solve the mystery of why the ghost died so they can set his soul to rest. It is a cooperative game. The whole team wins or the whole team loses, including the ghost. The ghost is silent and cannot say a word the entire game, and the ghost sends visions in the form of these abstract cards, which are supposed to represent dreams or visions to the psychics to help give them hints as to who did the murder, where it happened, and what weapon it was done with. So Mysterium, 2 to 7 players. This is cool that it goes up to 7, and we played it with 7 this week. It was very, very fun. Love the artwork in this game. Next, Terraforming Mars. We did a 3-player game with myself, my son, and one of his friends. This is one of my favorite games. Each player represents a corporation and you're racing to terraform Mars. You're trying to do 3 things. Put water on Mars, raise the temperature, create oxygen on Mars, and you do so by deploying plant tiles. It's an engine building game. You've got all these different resources and engines that you build. You can mine steel and titanium, produce plants, you can produce energy, which gets converted into heat, which helps raise the temperature. It's an awesome game. It just came back in stock at Amazon and Cool Stuff Inc. Love Terraforming Mars. There were a few other games I played that I don't own that some of my friends brought over. We played a game called Werewords, which is a really cool 5-minute micro game. Everyone closes their eyes, one person chooses a word, one person is the werewolf. Got several different roles. There's a seer who knows what the word is but can't be too obvious, or they give it away and then the werewolf can kill the seer. It's kind of like 20 questions on steroids. My friend Eric brought over Rhino Hero, which is another 5-minute game. Really silly. You get these cards and you stack them all the way up. If you play a card with the Rhino, you have to move the Rhino, and it's got this cute little superhero Rhino. As you move him up, it can shift the balance and the weight of the cards. It's kind of got a Jenga feel to it, but with cards and a little superhero Rhino. Once the cards come crashing down, whoever has the least cards left in their hands wins the game. So we had a lot of fun with Rhino Hero. We also played some Spyfall, which is kind of like another version of 20 questions. One person who's the spy, and everyone else knows the location, and you're asking questions, and you want to try and be vague because you don't want the spy to guess the location. But if you can figure out who the spy is, then the other team wins. So it's kind of a one versus the rest game. Oh, I forgot. One more. Twilight Squabble. This is the entire Cold War in 10 minutes. It's another micro game themed in the Cold War. We played it the other night for the first time. Really fun. And I just posted an unboxing video of this on my channel. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Last week, if you remember, I printed up cultists. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second here. All right, found it. You have members of the cult who are trying to achieve glory and keep everyone in the cult, and then you have runners who are trying to run and escape the grasp of the cult. This is very similar to Secret Hitler or the Resistance, but it's got an aspect of coup mixed into it. So each person has a character role and a loyalty. Got a little card here that tells you the different actions you can take, but if you get busted lying and someone calls you out on it, then you have to reveal who you are, and then you can only take that action the rest of the game. But there's various elements on how you can bluff, cause deception. Really, really interesting twist on the social secret identities games. I forgot last week, a shout out to my cousin Will, who sent me home from Vegas with a copy of this little bitty game. It claims to be a 4X game, which stands for Explore, Expand, Exploit, and Exterminate. It's called Ultra Teeny Epic Kingdoms. Thank you, Will. And on a side note, I want to give a shout out to his little kids there. He's got 3 kids. Will and Amy are my cousins, and they are awesome. Amy actually runs a blog and an Instagram account. I'll put the links in the description. Their kids loved playing games with us. They were trying to figure out what to call me. I'm not their uncle. I'm their dad's cousin. Technically, I'm first cousin once removed. That's not fun to say for a 6-year-old. So they decided to call me Fake Uncle Ben, but abbreviate it to Funkle Ben. So, hi from Funkle Ben. I put an order in last week to Amazon, and it came in the mail the other day. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I have picked up a few more games. Werewords. I like this game so much that Eric brought over that I went ahead and got a copy of it. Let's see what else is inside the box. Oops. Never cut towards yourself. Always cut away from yourself. First game, Las Vegas. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. It's decorated like old school Las Vegas, and you roll dice. It's supposed to be really fun. I'm really excited to play Las Vegas. Acquire. This is one of my all-time favorite games. I actually have the copy that was published, I think late 90s, early 2000s. Hasbro reprinted it. This one was published by Avalon Hill. Instead of a 12 by, I believe it's a 12 by 9 board, which is 108 squares. This one has a 10 by 10 board, which is 100 squares. My cousin Will has this, and he said you wouldn't think it makes a big difference, but it actually does. Having the square one leads to mergers sooner, and they tweaked a few other variants in the rules. When a merger, first, second, and third get paid out instead of just first and second. So it sounds like all the tweaks they've made lead to a much better game. So I'm really excited to play the new version of Acquire. Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. This is a social game. One of the cool things about this is that it goes up to 12 players, which is great when Travis and a lot of his drumline friends come over. There have been many times that we've had 10, 12. In fact, this last weekend on Saturday, after their marching band camp was done for the week, the whole drumline came over here and we had 17 people playing Secret Hitler, I think. We had a game of 9 and a game of 8 going on at the same time. It's pretty crazy. The last one in the box, oh, this one's heavy. I'm surprised. New York Slice. This is a set collecting game with pizza slices. One person cuts them into 3 or 4 pieces, and then everyone else chooses first and they go last. 2 to 6 players, 30 minutes. It's supposed to be really fun. In board game news this week, there was one thing that really interested me. Terraforming Mars announced a new expansion that comes out in October. It's called Venus Next. It looks amazing. Instead of terraforming Mars, you're building cities in the clouds of Venus. I don't know a lot about it yet. They just released the name and I found a couple pictures of the artwork. I'm really excited for that one to come out. That is it for this week in board games. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more board game videos, and I'll see you next time.